everyone, so I'm here today to show you how I use the Cloud9 curling wand because I've had a bunch of requests about it because I've been using it a lot lately, and I have straightened my hair just for the purpose of this video because you can only really use this, in my opinion, when your hair's already straightened. If I tried to use it on my curly hair, it just looked really strange. It didn't work. So I'm going to show you how to use it. It's really, really easy. This is just creating the kind of messy, loose curls, but you can do tighter curls. You can do kind of lots of different things with it. And I'm going to start off by sectioning my hair first. So I section my hair into two halves. Then the half that I'm not going to do, I'll start with that half. For the half that I'm not working on, I'll just clip up so it's nice and out of the way, and I look amazing like this, don't I? And then the second half, I kind of do it in sections of three almost. So just pop the top bit over there and leave this bottom bit. So you want to make sure your hair is completely tangle free. That's really important, and you've got your heat protector and all of that. And then turn on your wand. So you can have it on the low or the mid or the high. I normally have it on the low or the medium, but I'll do it on the medium for the purpose of this video. And then starting from underneath, I like to just take a piece of hair. Now you can take larger pieces, it depends kind of how you want it to look really. But I'll start with a piece of this size. But as I said, it does depend on how you want it to look, and I think I need to secure this a little bit better than that. Ouch, I nearly burnt myself. You do have to be very, very careful with this because it does get very, very hot. But get the piece that you want, and I always like to curl it kind of upside down away from the face. That's kind of the nicest curl I think you get. So I'm going to just hold it like this and wrap it round, going all the way down to the end. You can see, because it's kind of tapered, you get a larger curl at the top and then it kind of tapers down, which I think makes it look quite natural and quite beachy almost. This is really hard doing without a mirror. I haven't got a mirror here, so apologies if I'm a little bit kind of cat-handed while doing it. But then I just hold it like this for sort of 8 seconds. So if you kind of do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then release it. And don't worry at this point if it looks kind of too curled and you're not happy with it. We'll brush it out, we'll kind of mess it up, it's fine. Then the second one, and I really find that it doesn't kind of matter the method of how you do this. You can have some sections smaller, some sections larger. I like it to look kind of really messy and almost like bedhead beach curls. And I know that my hair's already curly, but it's just a different look. If you want it to be kind of really glam, then you can do it in a really even way and kind of pin the curls, which is what I did a few days ago. That does create a much curlier look, I have to add, if you pin the curls after you've done them. But once you've kind of let them in like that, it should be fine. And I just kind of leave them to cool down on their own. Don't go touching them or messing them up at this point. Then I take the next layer of hair, and you can see with my hair I look like I've got a lot of hair, but there isn't actually that much of it. So pop this away again, and then this layer I'll section it into two. Let's do the front layer first. It's actually really weird doing this without a mirror, but then just wrap it round. They do provide you with gloves, which you can use and probably should. I just always forget and never get around to doing it, but I have used them a couple of times, the first times I think, with gloves, and it did work quite well. And it is easier to do it with a glove. So if you want to do it with the gloves, go ahead and do it, especially if you're using it for the first time. I think that would be probably a wise decision. Then this layer. And by turning it down, I just feel like it just gives kind of a nicer shaped curl. So I'm just kind of holding it for a few seconds. You don't have to hold it for very long at all. It does work really, really quickly. And then let's get the second bit of hair. So the top layer is quite important. Now I sometimes like to kind of separate the really, really top layer, because that's the layer that kind of I like to have a certain shape. So then this layer here will be separated into two again. You can see, I mean, it's really, really easy. It's not particularly difficult. It's not something that I think kind of you'd struggle with if you had this. It's a really, really easy to use curling wand, and it's definitely the best one that I've ever used. So just kind of hold that in. It does start to hurt after a while, after you've been holding it. So there, And then this bit, it just feels so strange doing this without a mirror though. Like I said, it just feels, I don't know, I don't like not being able to see, but I haven't got a mirror in here. I really need to get one actually. I've got somewhere to hang one as well, so I need to work on that. But okay, pretty happy with that. So that's what that looks like. My hair's kind of just been washed, so it's also quite smooth and not as textured as I like it to be when I'm doing this. It normally works the best on kind of second day hair, but this is not second day hair because I washed it this morning. But the front bits are the most important. So this bit here, you don't want to kind of hold them in for too long, I find, because you don't want to get a really, really tight curl. So if I just do that for a couple of seconds and then let that out. And then this front bit here, I like to kind of hold that way and then hold the ones sort of completely straight to my face almost, and just wrap that round and just hold it like that, and it just kind of gives you a really nice curl towards your face. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. And that's kind of how I like the curl to be. Then you have to let them cool down a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just scrunch them a little, just to help them along. If you just kind of scrunch them with your hands, you're just kind of making the curl a little bit looser, but it's also still quite defined. And then I take a little bit of hairspray and just spray it on them, just a small amount. You kind of do more of it at the end, just to let the curl sit in, and then I'm going to do the other side. Now that I've got the second half done, I just do the same, kind of scrunch it up a little bit till the hair feels kind of not warm anymore basically, and give that bit a little bit of a spray. This is just the Wella Shockwaves hairspray. My favourite is the L'Oreal Elnet one though. Just play around with it, and then what I like to do is to just get it and really start to mess it up. I like it to be really big and full of volume and kind of bouncy. Sometimes I'll even tip my head upside down like this and just scrunch the curls a bit with my hands like so, and then flip it back up and add a little bit more hairspray. Now the volume doesn't stay in as well, but the curl stays in beautifully, and that's what I love about this. And the other thing is it can kind of stay in for the next day. So if you've curled it a little bit tighter than I have today, the kind of at night, if you just brush it out, try and use just like your hands. Your hair's not particularly tangly, but if it is, then I'm talking weirdly because I've got hairspray in my mouth. Brush it out, a little bit of hair oil, and just kind of trying to find the colours again with your hands, scrunch them up a bit and go to bed. And I can sometimes not have to do anything to my hair the next morning as well, which is great. But sometimes the ends can get a bit kind of messy looking, so you can just pop a little bit of oil on the ends if you want to just tidy those up a bit and get them looking a bit neater. But I love this hair. I think it's just really kind of carefree and easy and great for the summer. And I thought I'd just show you kind of my way of doing it, because it's so easy. If I can do it, then you know it really is easy, because I'm not great with hair. I don't really like doing hair either. I find it quite boring. But this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time. Bye.